Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how to do a graph again, but also then how to edit that graph in Excel and get it out of Excel if you want. So the one way to do this is, you can see I have all my data here summarized, and I've created this little bit of a chart here that summarizes my average population density. So all you do is select the information, go to Insert, and we're going to do a line graph in this case, and the 2D one. And you can see here that the line graph is okay, not great, but I can make it bigger if I want, so you can see what's going on. But you can see it's no commas, so it's a little bit harder to read, particularly with larger numbers. It just kind of says average, and the graphic quality is not great. But if you double click on this, you can get your format chart area to come up, and so you can do a lot of different things here. You can pick different elements. So this is the overall chart, and you can do text options, the fill, you can change colors, you can change the text box information, you can go back to home and change your fonts. So you could do, say, Arial. You could make them much larger, so we could have larger fonts. You can also go and highlight certain cells in the information that you have here, and if you right click, you can format these cells. Right now they're general, but you can turn them into numbers, and that will use 1,000 separators will help. You could make them 2 decimal places, but in our case we're just going to round them off to 1 or to 0 or 1 decimal place. Click OK, and you can see that makes it a lot more legible here. Now your title, you can click in and change. So you can say Dane County, Wisconsin, something like average population density trends. And you could move that around if you'd like. If that's too large, then you can shrink your text back down, things like that. You could make it bold. And so that's one way to manipulate charts. The other things you can change is your lines here. So if I wanted to change my lines, I could click on that. I could come over to my color. So in this case, maybe I want it to match my board color, so maybe it's red. You can see I can do the whole line, or if you double click individual segments of a line, if it breaks some sort of barrier mark where you're hoping to target, you could have one be red and one be green, things like that. Another thing that you can't really see is that there's no real designation of where that pivots or where the points are on the line. Now on a 3-decade trend, not a lot there to show, but this is more important maybe to highlight very particular changes in trends. So if it kind of came down and went back up, maybe we'd want to point there. But to do that, you have your line selected, you come over to not the line but the marker on your format data point panel, and currently the marker options are none, but you could do built in, choose the type. In my case, I'm just going to use a bullet point. I'm going to make them a little bit larger. And again, I'm going to maybe change those color. So you can see that's the outline. So then I also want to change the fill to match. So maybe I'm highlighting certain things, or you could do the whole line again and just do the markers for that as well. So that's kind of how you manipulate this chart information in Excel. Now to get it out of Excel, you could simply right click and you can do format chart area. You could save as a template, you can change the chart type, things of that sort. And so that's one way to do that. You could also manipulate the outlines that way. But if you're doing kind of really advanced graphs and charts, it would be better to kind of just take your table information here and move it over into Excel. I'm sorry, not Excel, but Adobe Illustrator. because you can do a bit more advanced information there. But you can also copy and paste this then into, say, something like Photoshop, or right into your Illustrator InDesign document. And so that's how you do charts. Thanks.